Last season needs to be written off from memory for every Manchester United fan. I need Will Smith from Men in Black to sort me out. But even amid the shambles, there were some good stories, and I'll tell you what, Lenny Yoro's development curve was one of them. Let's have a chat about Yoro, about Mainoo, and something important I want to say to anyone who gets annoyed at me for being excited about certain things for next season. God forbid. Last season was, let's just not speak about last season, let's just look ahead to next season. We're excited, I'm excited, about Cunha, about the Mbumo situation that's coming, and also certain individuals in this club as well. There's quite a lot of these players I don't want anywhere near my football club next season, but Yoro, he's definitely one of them. I want to speak about him, speak about Mainoo, speak about their friendship, speak about something for next season. And I want to start with a really important point on this one, right? Because I get quite a lot of messages, probably more than you would realise, from angry United fans saying that all you do, Sam, is just sort of throw hope out there and just hold on to it because that's your style. And it's like blah, 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 blah. Like, you know what, right? Every single one of you watching this video, by the time that game kicks off at 4:30 on the 17th of August against Arsenal, you're all going to be sitting there going, come on, United, be different this season. All of you will be in that exact same position that I am on that game. Because that's what football does to you. Every single year, doesn't matter what happened the season before, you come back and you go, maybe this season can be different. And I swear to God, this season has to be different for United. Anyway, let's speak about Yoro and let's speak about Kobe because they are putting in the hard yards during it's not even pre-season. They're on the holidays. But they are clearly focusing on making sure that when they return to Carrington on the 7th of July, that they are in better condition than pretty much everyone else around him. Putting in the yards, putting in the training, and building friendships as well. Because they're out in America. Obviously met up with Paul Pogba as well. They're just having a good time. Stepping away from United, probably a good thing. Let's be totally honest. But when it comes to Yoro, right, I want to speak about his development. Okay, this is a really core part of this video. When he made his debut against Rangers, remember that pass he did? I think it was from right centre-back, like pinged it 50 yards. I remember that. And then boom. Was it Metatarso? I think it was Metatarso. Either way, he missed the first 3 months of the season. He didn't make his debut for Manchester United. Proper Premier League debut. Till the 4th of December. After Ten Hag got sacked. That's how long he was out for at the start of it. And I wonder if Yoro and Mainoo's relationship, I wouldn't say it's based on this, but in terms of having someone to talk to about the frustrations of it, Yoro will have a lot in common with Mainoo. Of course, Mainoo here got injured against Real Madrid. That was his breakthrough pre-season. He didn't then make his debut for United until we played Everton. Was it around about December time? It's got to be pretty close to it. They clearly built up a friendship. Remember this little video here? This is from when Yoro was injured. Yeah, you look so slow, bro. Either way, just made me laugh. And then when Yoro came into the team, this was his debut against Arsenal. If you were to compare, if you were to go back and watch the highlights of that game against Arsenal, that game to this game, his performance against Bilbao at Old Trafford, you will see two very different Lenny Yoros. In this opening match, he was conservative. It was about retaining possession, turning, facing your teammates, going sideways, going backwards, just making sure I'm not making any mistakes. Cool. That's what I need to do. So then him playing against Bilbao and going, no, sod that. I'm going to run through that gap, 15-yard breaking, ball carrying, shot from the edge of the box, little 1-2s, tight interplay. It's almost like a different Lenny Yoro. And the development that we saw from Yoro across the season was class. Now, do you remember Yoro's first interview as a United player? One of the most important things that he said about why he joined United was this. They said that since my first conversations with the club, they set out a clear plan for how I can develop in Manchester as part of this exciting project and showed a lot of care for me and my family. And development has been the aim of the game for Yoro. And while last season there was not much to be excited about, let's be totally honest, watching Yoro develop was a big plus. And given how turbulent United were, that was all the more impressive. And he's using the momentum of that. I mean, there's only so much momentum you can take out of that season. But on a personal level, the development was there. And he's putting in the yards with Kobe.
Harder, Lenny. Challenging. There you go. There you go.
Both, like, I suppose you could say, oh, hold on, Sam, like, they're professional athletes, they should be doing this, but it's technically their off time. That's why you need preseason. That's why preseason exists, because players have their off time. And I've already done a video on Kobe earlier this week where I spoke about, what can we expect from him? I see both these two lads, they're not at critical points in their career in any way, shape or form, but both of them want to keep developing. They are far from the finished product, and the amount of graft that they're putting in during this off season, it goes to show that that's the mentality that they've got. Players like, I don't know, Bruno Fernandes, well, he's a bit of a psycho, so you can't really use him as a comparison because he's probably doing all sorts of football. He's probably still playing football 20 hours a day, even somehow he's playing football 20 hours a day. I don't really know how. But both Yoro and Mainoo, Yoro had a season of development. Kobe had a season to forget with the injuries, different position. Just Kobe wasn't really a better player at the end of this season compared to where he was at the end of, or at the start of the season, really, because he was so fatigued from the Euros. But it's just, this is why it's always exciting to be able to snap up a youngster like Yoro. Because you get to watch somebody who is in the early stages of their career and they have to commit everything to become, because Yoro is definitely putting on some size, right? Yoro had a quite slender frame last season. I wouldn't say he got bullied in any way, shape or form, but for him to become one of the absolute top elites, he's going to have to be able to bully everyone else. And to do that, you're going to have to strengthen up. You're going to have to put on a bit of size, and that's clearly what he's working on. For Kobe, we know what he's working on. He's got a sort of performance coach and working on that explosive power off the first 5 yards, because that would probably be a weakness of Kobe's game, and especially if he's going to be playing deeper and going to be pressed from all angles. Signing players at a younger age, they have a different mindset. They are keen to work more than someone who's established. And right now, United as a football club need that sort of energy. We need those players who are going to drive the club forward a little bit. Altogether, if everyone drives it forward 1 or 2, you can call it marginal gains if you want. I'm just excited about it. And as I said there at the beginning, and I said it in a video earlier this week, don't let anybody tell you that you can't be excited about what's coming up. Might it end up being the exact same as last season? But it can't possibly be as bad as that. After the Arsenal game and 2 games into the season, might we have the same conversations we've had before? Maybe, but when I go into that game, I'm going to be damn optimistic that this United team can be better than they were last season, that Yoro can continue to develop, that Mainoo can be a better midfielder than what we saw last season in terms of his development. Nothing wrong with that. I'm looking forward to it.